just a tad late, and I want to apologize for that. We did have a work session with no action taken this evening, but we'll go ahead and get started with our regular council meeting. Chief, would you lead us in the prayer and pledge?
Yes. Lord, once again, we thank you for the great privilege of living in this city that you've given to us. It's such a blessing and such a gift. Help us to be wise in this meeting and to make good, sound decisions, and help us to realize that we're making those decisions for households and moms and dads and kids and people in general. And so make us good stewards of what you've entrusted to us, and we give you the glory in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Again, we did have a work session this evening, no action taken. We'll go right into our regular agenda. Council members, you have minutes from July 21st before you. What is your pleasure?
I'll make the motion.
A motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item is public comment, so we'll move into our sign-in list. Larry Brumfield, 723B Merritt Street. You have the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to thank Mayor Tatum for hosting the June Greater Barboursville Community Outreach Meal on the last Saturday in June, which is June the 27th. And the main course was Guthrie's chicken and French fries. So I'd like to thank Guthrie's for providing such excellent food. And we had about 100 guests, in addition to all the volunteers, and in total about 165 meals were supplied. So, yeah, with the takeouts and everything. And for those of you who may not know, one of the main activities of the GVCO is that they provide a free meal for anyone in the community at the senior center on the last Saturday of each month. And typically we have from 80 to 130 guests come, and we have guests from Ona to Huntington and all points in between. So everybody goes home well fed. And I'd like to also thank Mayor Tatum, because he's been a host many times on behalf of the GVCO, and he's always a person we can count on in an emergency in case someone cancels or something like that at the last minute. He's the man that saves us. So thank you very much.
Very hard frying all that chicken the other day. Thank you, Larry, for your comments. John Spradling, 1124 Main Street. You have the floor, sir.
Well, Chris, we got a real problem with deer in this town. You need to give the state of West Virginia and DNR, they need to bring a big cage down here and tranquilize a bunch of these rascals and haul them out of here. You can't keep anything in your yard. They've ate up every flower I got, ate up my tomatoes. Cucumbers, they ate up the cucumber vine. Never known them to do that, but you can't keep anything. And I'm like the middle of town, right on Main Street. I've got a cat problem also.
We've talked Animal Control and the DNR on numerous occasions. I know Andre's had discussions with them as well. I won't say there's not a lot they can do. I would say that they're limited in their resources. We will continue to reach out to them, and I will tell you that if you want traps for cats, we have a couple here at the city. They're out here underneath the fire escape. I offer them out to people all the time. If you want to pick them up tonight and those traps get filled with feral cats, if you'll call Animal Control, they'll come pick them up. You're welcome to do that. They're sitting right in front of my parking sign right here now.
There's some cages there.
There's 2 of them right now.
I'll probably pick up one then.
Yeah, grab it, and then if you call Animal Control, which I'll text you the Animal Control number, they'll come and pick them up for you.
Okay, so you got a number for me to call?
Yep, I'll text it to you
Okay.
after the meeting. I sure will.
So, those deer, they belong to the state of West Virginia. They don't belong to counties or anything. They belong to the state. State charges everybody to hunt them, license and everything you do goes to the state of West Virginia. What needs to happen is somebody file a lawsuit against them, a class action lawsuit, make them start paying for the damage these darn things do, then they might come and do something.
Appreciate your comments. We'll
Until
continue to reach
then,
out
they're
to
not
them.
gonna do anything because the state's making too much money off from them.
We'll continue to reach out to them, John. I appreciate your comments this evening.
Well,
Thanks
it's
for
got so you can't even drive around town tonight, you have to watch what you do.
I live on Central Avenue and they camp out in my yard too. I know what you're going through, I promise. Our third sign-in is Randall Reed Smith. One of our favorite Barboursvillians, sir. I heard you had a great time at your class reunion.
It was
And
all
you-
in Barboursville.
And you're planning on the 100th anniversary of Barboursville High School.
Yes.
So you have the floor, sir.
Okay, I've got some stuff for you all, just. Here you go, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
I emailed you this, did you?
You did, I got it and I looked at the schedule. It looks, we talked about a little bit of work session tonight.
How are you
I'm
doing?
fine, thank you.
How's my sweet little Oscar?
Doing great, thank you.
Ricky?
How are you, sir?
Good. Oh.
Thank you, sir. Oh, we were gonna share? All right.
Well, you might wanna make notes.
All right.
So I was here about a month ago, and I had to get through my 50th high school reunion. At our 50th high school reunion, our reunion committee has voted unanimously to help lead the way on this. And so, we've been looking at dates. April 10th is the prom at Cabell Midland High School. Graduation is May 27th. Everybody has stuff to do in May. We would like to do this on the 24th of April. It's the last Saturday in April. The kids are still in school. The band still plays and performs. And so we hope that this will be to your all's liking. You can see the schedule. We thought we would do the parade first in reverse, meet over at the market, start at Farmdale, come over, and then end at where the old high school was. I won't be, rude and say they should have never combined schools, and they should have never torn down the buildings. So we do that, parade starts at 11, 1:30 we go to the park for a picnic. Already talked to the mayor, we would do shelters by decades, 90s, 80s, 70s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. At 4:30, we'd like to do like a history of Barboursville High School, maybe over at the middle school or at the library, which has great archives. At 8 o'clock, we'll do a concert at the amphitheater, followed by 10 o'clock with fireworks. The mayor and I have talked about that. Do you want to talk about anything we talked about?
No, I think your plan's great. I love every bit of it.
I was giving you an opportunity to tell them what you thought you could help cut paper.
Oh, of course. Well, I told them in work session this evening that we would be making a contribution.
Okay,
I just mentioned
so,
it to him this evening.
and here, Mayor, I brought these two for you all to look at.
He's here for the open blank check, you guys.
Well, we'll talk about the band in a minute. Here's this, so you can see this. I went over to pair of signs, because we thought we would do a banner for each class, where we put the veterans up. Each class would pay for their own banner, and then all that they would have to cover is the cost of their food at the picnic, okay? Also, we had a great reunion, hands down the best ever in the history of Barboursville High School, according to other classes who are all very, very envious and jealous of what we did. So we would like to do on Friday night at King Field, go back and do, come out and meet the Pirates at a old-fashioned pep assembly. One of the things that we did at our reunion, we started on a Thursday night, we had a memorial service for the 79 people we've lost in our graduating class of 405. We had 121 people there, and it was a big tear-jerker. So I wanted to say some other things that we came up with. Let me just turn to, I should have been prepared for this. I'm so sorry, you all. We thought we would like to do an education component, get with Michelle Hill that we graduated with to do a history quilt, do a square of each class, have each class help design it, have the kids, so we could tell the story of each of the history of Barboursville High School. Then we thought that we would do yard signs. When they closed Fayetteville High School, other Pirates, green and white, they did yard signs of graduating classes when they did that. We thought we would do that. Of course, the banners. And then any other ideas, like we thought for like the come out and meet the Pirates night, we would have all the homecoming queens back, all the cheerleaders, all the majorettes, have the band come and play. We're talking about putting together an alumni band, okay? Any other ideas? The thing we have to do, we've been contacting other classes to get together, but you've gotta pick somebody
The
to be.
class presidents who we talked about, remember we talked about reaching out to class presidents?
Well, but some classes will tell you their class presidents
That's true.
are not
I wasn't
existent.
gonna be mean to anybody, but you're right, they did tell us that.
Well, our class president was great, but I was first vice president, which means I did all the work. Just what she told me to do. So, we just need to it would help if you all would help recognize this, make an official committee. Like I said the last time, have somebody from council to work with, because I know you all will return phone calls. And so we would do something like that, and come together with a work committee to do some great work. The Fall Fest Parade, we're gonna have our pirate ship back in there. And so if you all could, I think if you all would tell me the date is great. Does anybody think of any conflicts? I talked to you about festivals. and
Yeah, we
everything.
did, I told you the date, I think, let me go back and look, it's like the 17th, I wanna say.
We're gonna do it on the 24th.
Is that far enough out that we have not? rented
September
out
the 17th is
shelters?
parade day,
Have we rented shelters out that far at all?
for 27,
Are we talking about April 24th, 2027?
Yes.
yeah,
I will look right now.
Okay.
yeah, we'll make a combination in some way. I don't think we're that far out yet.
Yeah, it can be moved.
Some of them are family reunion all the way out, but there's.
And I know we only have
availability.
8 months, and I took 2 years to plan our reunion. So, but we just have to do this.
You can do it.
I can do anything. My mother told me I could eat an elephant if I ate it one bite at a time. Of course, I was breastfed on Mary Kay Pink Cadillac, so you can do enthusiasm. But we really want to do something like that. And we also talked about, we would pay for our own banners, but also, kids, if they had parents or grandparents that were going, we would pay for their banners too. Somebody asked me why I wanted to do this. I can remember my earliest memory was my mother taking me to a Barboursville High School football game, because she was class of '54 and they won the last championship in the east end of our county, and that was a big thing for us. And then my junior year, we won the basketball championship. It's more than a school, it was more than a building. Unfortunately, our buildings are gone, I stress that again, but it's about the community. And Barboursville is the best place on God's green earth, I always say that. Mayor, you wanna add anything?
No, I think you did a fantastic job. Let's
Okay,
keep working on this thing.
so I think you should entertain a motion that you make a committee, put me in charge, and I think that you should make a motion that the date is fine and make sure that the
How
party.
about you and I just put the committee together and we'll come back to everyone?
Well, I will tell you this, Mayor, time is wasting.
And I agree,
There's only 8 months.
I agree.
So you need to have some type of action tonight, or I'm not gonna do it.
We can't put it on the agenda. No, you're here to talk about it, I promise you we'll put a
Give me
committee
Robert's
together.
rules, you can do something, you can amend the agenda.
We will put a committee together, I promise you.
Okay, but you
I
need to
promise
have
you.
somebody, please, from here.
I have the perfect person and she's not here tonight.
That's right.
Where is Nisha?
She's on vacation, that's the person.
Well, honey, because she's cousin, distant,
Yes,
she's from
this
Groves.
is, yeah.
Okay, does anybody want to say anything, add anything else?
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, now I'm gonna leave and go see my brother.
All right,
All
you
right.
tell him we said hello.
Oh, he's the best.
He is.
Y'all have a nice day.
Thanks for being here tonight, Randall.
Thank you.
All right. We have departmental updates, and I think we discussed quite a bit in work session that there's to consider in the next few weeks. We will be having another work session before our next regular meeting. And I'll encourage you to look through what's in your packets from the departmental updates. Danny, did you have anything to add, or Greg, did you have anything to add?
I'll cover it when we get to
Okay,
this, I wrote.
perfect. All right. We do not have anything under old business. We do have a number of items under new business. And the first item is consideration of approval resolution 2026-17, adopting written procurement policy in compliance with 2 CFR Part 200, uniform guidance for federal awards. Sean, you have the floor.
This was motivated by a request from our auditors. They want to have what we've already agreed to and what we already do with the federal grants related to the congressional directed spending. The auditors wanted to have it written in a written policy that's approved by council. So that's what's before you today.
I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B is consideration or approval of SRO School Resource Officer contract between the Village of Barboursville and the Cabot County Board of Education. Chief Lucas, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, I'll just say that this is the exact same contract that we signed a couple years ago with the Board of Education to provide a school resource officer for the middle school. The only real difference is now we've added another SRO for the Woody Williams VOTEC school, which was a big thing for us because the county really wanted that school, the county sheriff, that is, and so, but they wanted us to have it. And so we've got an officer in there, we've got an officer in the middle school, and of course, Charlie C. is over the SRO program. And I just want to say one thing about Charlie. Charlie just finished up the DARE program in Indianapolis, and he graduated the top of his class in that DARE program, and that is no easy thing. That's a really stringent program. And so he is now officially the only DARE officer in the county right now. So we have the only DARE officer in the county. And so Charlie is we're gonna wrap a car for him and DARE stuff, and Charlie's gonna be the DARE officer. He's gonna be visiting all the schools in this immediate area, mainly our schools. But that's a really big thing for our department and for our village, to have Charlie in that position. And I'll just say this, that in relation to this contract, it's been the history of police departments to take their worst officers and throw them in the schools just to get them off the street. We have put 3 of our best officers in those schools, and that's kind of the new wave right now. Because those officers not only keep those schools safe, they influence those kids as they grow up, and those kids never forget those officers, and they grow up with those memories, and they in turn want to be police officers or first responders too. And so it's an investment in the generations to come in our village, and we're very proud of that program. So I present to you this contract. Mark's gone through it, and like I said, the only real change was to add a new SRO.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the contract between the Village of Barboursville and Cabot County Board of Education.
Make that motion.
A motion and a second. Further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item is consideration or approval of the ZMM service agreement on a contract between the Village of Barboursville and ZMM Architects. I'm gonna let John speak to this. We met about this in work session. No action taken. It is on our agenda now, so John, you have the floor.
As you read through this agreement, this is a service agreement based off of the conversations that were had when Chris Campbell came and presented to you all during the work session. He summarized the things that he felt like he was hearing from you all, and then the fee proposal is based off of their standard things, other than the fact that we did discuss that, you know, there's certain steps we can move forward with. Those are based off of task 1 and task 2, and then beyond that, we'll have to get more of a solid plan before we can, get out to bid. And the overall cost of this is 7% of the construction bid. That's how it's priced. So this is just a service agreement to get started, and then you all are basically doing a simple vote to allow the mayor to sign this. That's what this agreement is. After that, we will then have probably like a 25 or 30 page document that we will then bring back again, which will be a contract that Mark will either do as a resolution or even maybe as an ordinance, since it's a construction project.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the ZMM service agreement and my signature to go on that document. So,
Second.
a motion and a second. Further questions, comments, or otherwise? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item D is consideration or approval of bid award for mini excavator. I've talked with our stormwater supervisor, and she would like to table this until the next meeting so she can do further research. So I'm gonna make the motion that we table item D to our next regular council meeting. I'll need a second for that. Motion and a second. With no further discussion, if you have questions, you're welcome to. I think they'll be answered in the next meeting. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And our last item is consideration of approval of resolution 2026-18 for payment of the contractor's application for payment for the P Ridge Wastewater System Connect project. As we've talked about several times, this will be an ongoing approval based on the amount that the council dedicated to the project, and this particular pay application is for $102,879.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion, and just so you know, we've already started making plans. Chris has already started preparing he's back to work pretty regularly now, so he will be at a council meeting either next time or the time after. That's what he's preparing for. But there is a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That brings us to the end of our regular agenda, and I'll start with comments. Thank you guys for coming in early for our work session, and thanks to those who presented this evening, as well as our staff who stayed over for the work session through this evening. So thanks to staff and our presenters tonight, and to the council for being here early to take up those items, which we'll act on at a later time. That's all I have.
Thank you all for being here with us. Thank you all for your comments. We always enjoy hearing from you all. So I thank you again for coming. Greg made a comment that in the past you would hear that they would stick the officers that they don't want to deal with in the schools, and I will agree with him that they have put some of the best officers in the schools. Our youngest is over here at the Village of Barboursville, and she absolutely loves Officer C, and she's a very shy and bashful little girl, and she loves him, and it means a lot to me and my husband that she feels safe over there. All the kids do, as well as Nathan Daly at the middle school. I know he was up at the VOTEC, and those kids were sad to see him leave. Cindy, that I work with, her grandson's up there, and she was like, I promise they're gonna put another guy up there that you all will love just as much. And that happened. Her grandson's very happy with who they put up there. But my son was in 8th grade when Nathan Daly came over here and went on and on about how wonderful he is. I was volunteering over there one day at an activity they had, and just to see his interaction with the kids was amazing. Just to see the relationships he was building, and so I appreciate, Greg, your officers that are in the schools and the relationships that they do build with the children, and I think that will last forever with them, and is much appreciated.
Well, thank you all for the kind words for Charles.
As well deserved, for sure.
Lady, you raised her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming tonight. John, I know what you're feeling about these deer. I have complained numerous times. Now they're eating my garden, and it's not happy. If people would quit feeding them, that might be one thing, but we have a lot in this town. So thank you for bringing that up. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. You know what, as you speak about this deer, this deer is really, they're gonna get worse. They're not gonna get any better, because as our grandparents hunted deer, our kids don't hunt, so they're just gonna be multiply, but sometimes we have somebody come to council meeting, what do you do? What do we, a lawsuit, they need to dispose it. I have no idea. I'm not a hunter. But sometimes you think, we got a deer problem now, what's gonna be 4 or 5 years from now? It used to be, if you went outside and you had a little bit of deodorant on, your deer would run. But now they come up and sniff you, because there's so many of them, But they don't care. But in the same respect, I hate to see them go, because it creates a lot of revenue for my company. But anyway, but John, I appreciate that, because you're right. I mean, it's gonna be nothing but get worse. I mean, but sometimes you look, what do the state do? What does somebody do about this?
They probably need to extend the hunting season on them.
And probably so, but yet still, we don't have the hunters that we had as young. I was younger, my grandparents, I mean, they'd take off and hunt for a year. I mean, go for a whole week at Thanksgiving, but In closed schools, that don't happen no more, so they just keep multiplying.
Well, when they get so thick, they'll take care of themselves. They get that deer disease,
Well,
they'll kill them all.
See, sometimes, because I know you probably know more about that than I do, but sometimes I like to hear, because sometimes we're all gonna say someday, we're gonna be at a council meeting, they're gonna be at the front door. You know, their horns gonna be knocking at that front door. But I do agree, they're cute, because we've got deer damage all over the place down at the shop now. They're just gonna get worse. But anyway, I just wanna give my opinion, because I have no answer, and I wish I did. And I appreciate you coming, because we need to know what we can do, you know, because we know, of course, there's other cities that has a lot more deers or in the country or in the mountains than we are. But anyway, thanks for coming. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, but thanks everybody for coming.
Just got one thing to address at the park. I've had some complaints about the dog stations, about not having any bags there, or the bins being full as well, so we can make sure those are being addressed more frequently, and they're accessible for people to keep up and be responsible for their pets. I was approached about that. And yeah, and speaking of deer, I'm all about, we approach the DNR and see the best angle of approach we have. I know there's some concerns about the park being open and safety measures, and if that's something we need to close the park down for 2-3 days at a time. I mean, I know it affects a lot more people that way, but I think there are some measures we can explore and then keep some safety in check. And I know there's been discussion about insurance as well. So, but we can maybe pursue the DNR again and see what we can get out of this. Where it is a problem, and it's not gonna go away until they either do die off because of natural issues, because of overpopulation, or just let me and my buddies hang out for a little while. And that's all I've got.
All right, got a few quick things. First of all, I really appreciate Randall for coming in, and I know he puts a whole lot of effort and time into everything he does, and I think this is a great idea, and hope it goes over real well. I wanted to acknowledge about the Barboursville Park and the usage of it, and all the people that are out there. But you know, when you go by, you wouldn't think, you would think everybody was an employee out there, because it's always so nice and clean. It's always presentable and open to anybody that come over and want to take. You see people out there taking pictures and all that kind of stuff of all the scenery and the wildlife and all that. And I think it's just terrific. What used to be called as West Virginia's best kept secret is far away from that now. And I hope we are able to acquire that school, and that would open up a whole lot more opportunities, perhaps for even further expansion of the park. And just wanted to throw that out there. Haunted Trail is, I know it sounds early, but it's August, and I can tell you that the folks that are down there are down there a lot. And even they'll be even there more so now and beyond, because of course we're going to open on September 16th, the Wednesday, with the Fall Fest. So all that's going to be going on for a 4-day stint through Fall Fest, and then it will continue all the way through October 31st, which I think it's trick or treat night,
Do we
right?
need to decide on
Forever.
that?
Nope, we're good. There's an ordinance. There's an ordinance, actually.
And John, on that, thank you for bringing that up about the deer. I know it's stupid information, but it is information I had just the other day. I went out there, and a buddy of mine go out there, and we count the deer just for fun of it. Counted 196 deer between driving from town out to the park and back. 196, and 30 some of them were babies. So they just, things aren't going to get better. Things are going to just keep on.
I counted 70 of them 3 weeks ago. I drove up there about the edge of dark. I counted 70 deer on that park in them fields.
Yeah, it's easy to find, and some of them don't look
That's,
like.
that's the ones in the field, because they'll be more than still in the woods.
Some of them look like elk more than deer. I mean, there's a few huge ones out there. Last thing about the dog park. Do we treat the dog park with like Seven Dust or anything like that? Do you know of this?
I don't know. I'd have to ask. That's
I
don't
didn't
think
know.
so.
I mean, it was asked of me. Do they have any tick or
I don't think so. I
Flea
mean, I think we pretty well
protection
allow
put out
people to
there.
treat their pets themselves.
Man, you got red places on your
Yeah,
head.
well, those dog
Well, where's
stations
Sydney?
are, I think
Keeps
the ones you're
messing
talking
with
about at the party. I noticed it at the lake too, Patrick, myself, I was out there mine, so I'll make sure to mention.
But yeah, and that might be a liability to have, you put your
Certain
pets
dogs
in
are allergic
certain,
or whatever
yeah,
else, yeah.
chemicals and stuff, so we probably
I don't
can't
know,
truly
it was,
treat.
Yeah,
it was
I
a
didn't
fair
think about
ask, I
that, so
thought.
good point.
Okay.
Anything else, sir?
But if anybody else wants to, come into the haunted trail, I just wanted to throw it out there that, we are, I think Saturday from 5 to 7, was it?
Right.
Is, like a training area and, or a training time that anybody wants to, join the group or, be
And
part
also
of the
the-
group, wants to come down and come and,
And
it's
also
not
the-
just training, but it's signing up and that kind of stuff. It's a good group, it's a lot of fun.
Do you teach the
And also
acting
the-
class?
Not me, but they will be teaching how to properly
All right.
scare somebody at their desk. That's
Can I
all
just
got.
come
Thank
for
you.
that part, just to teach how to scare and then use that on my own for my own?
It has multiple effect, I'm sure,
Right?
yes, that sounds great.
You can name your drinks.
Anything else from anyone? If not, thanks everybody for coming, we'll adjourn the meeting. Oh, just a reminder, most of your, a good bit of your staff is out tomorrow and the next day for educational purposes at the municipal league, so if you come in City Hall and it's a little sparse, that's the reason, but there's a lot going on in Charleston this week, so again, thanks everybody for coming, we'll adjourn the meeting.